welcome into the discussion today, the latest 820 episode, your latest urgency meeting. I got to say this, and welcome, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and to all the ships at sea. I had to say that song. I love that song by Tom Scott, the Tom Scott and LA Express from probably the early 70s. Sorry about that. Had to mention that song. Anyway, welcome into the conversation today. I'm going to jump into what I introduced kind of like on the fly in the 820 series episodes about maybe, again, a month ago after post the discussion and education from my son on what love means to him. And that prompted the conversation about, or the mini episodes under the 820 umbrella called The Meaning of Love. I've done probably a good short or small handful of those mini conversations about the meaning of love. I'm not sure I actually gave a full or fuller definition of what that means or the intent. So I'll try and do that today on this discussion. So it's not really a series. I did mention in other podcasts about the mini series under the umbrella of the formerly recorded 820 episodes, which is really me emphasizing the salient points and hopefully the guidance you might get out of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. So the 820 episodes, I'm trying to distill from that book the lessons I have learned or continue to learn and am still studying for myself and sharing them with you, those of you out there who, like me, are on that sailing ship. Hopefully it's got more sovereignty, it's more seaworthy than more holes in its hull. But anyway, I'm just saying in these discussions with you on resilience and from the book and in these podcasts, I want to emphasize what I think can be useful to those of you out there who are looking for guidance or advisory on how you can make your journey more fruitful and less chaotic. Although there is pleasure in chaos, but that's a whole nother episode. But giving you some tools, some options, and other perspectives that you might not have had before, but now you're getting them from me, and then you can take them, use them, or discard them as you see fit. But today, I want to talk about the Meaning of Love mini-series, and really they are episodes that pop up on my mental screen that I might want to insert in the whole litany of the episodes. But today I want to spend a little time on what it means to me. Again, I must, as usual, give a great shout out to Mr. Larry D, my mook from New Orleans, who gave me the idea from our discussion or our interview on this thing called The Meaning of Love. So Larry, my brother, thank you again, sir. And pardon me for my, deviation from the focused conversation today, but it does bring up in my head from Miss Whitney Houston. I know she's passed on many years ago, but remember that song, "Want to Dance with Somebody"? I think that song can be done, although I can't sing worth a damn. But maybe it should say, "I want to dance with everyone." Maybe in line with loving everyone as a default. Maybe you want to dance with everyone as a default too. I don't know. Give that a thought. But maybe going back to a more serious part of this conversation, that maybe this, what I'm proposing to you as the Meaning of Love mini-series, I'm offering that as a suggestion, as a new gateway to love for all of us who have been hurt or who presently hurt. Not to point fingers anywhere except to ourselves, where we should start with that brokenness or that emptiness. But maybe we can start there and seeing what we have, not what we don't have, or what we have lost or been hurt by. So this Meaning of Love mini-series and these urgency meetings with me on 820, I won't focus on how much brokenness we may perceive in ourselves or outside of ourselves. Because to focus on that will infuse your subconscious with an instruction that you don't want or need, really. But putting your attention there on brokenness will bring that reality to you here and now. So in spite of everything, do nothing for spite. Meaning, observing the nothingness in you, meaning the vastness of you at your heart and soul, instead of the brokenness or any brokenness you may have experienced. So let's not bring that quote unquote brokenness forward on this journey today, okay? Remember, on a previous 820 podcast, we only have one small carry-on allowed on this trip. Leave the unnecessary baggage in the closet, in your garage, in the storage area, or maybe give that useful shit to Goodwill. But the downside of that is I may end up buying it from Goodwill anyway. I spend a lot of time in Goodwill. Hey, I got vices and issues, sorry. But the whole half full, half empty stuff, let's give that a rest. Or maybe put it on that trip to Goodwill or Salvation Army. Oh, by the way, I shop there too. But at least let's go with the full part, with what you do have on hand and in your heart. That open road, that uncharted nothing that is different from being empty or being in despair. To me, it's a whole different conversation. I'm thinking like that vastness is like the full void. If you can recall or go back to one of the other episodes, I break out the void, those 4 letters, VOID. For void, it might sound bad, but you have value, opportunity, intent, and drive in that emptiness or that nothingness better. All right? Thanks again. Hope you enjoy this trip. Go light, go easy, stay present, stay current. It is always 820.